Welcome back, everyone. Look, physics is practically legendary for being the absolute toughest section of the Neet exam. But what if we just compressed it? What if we took that massive mountain of information and boiled it down to literally just the most crucial, high-yield stuff? Well, in this explainer, that's exactly what we're doing. We're building your ultimate mental cheat sheet, focusing entirely on the formulas, the core concepts, and the exam day tricks that every single aspirant absolutely has to know before stepping into that hall. So get focused, grab your notes, and let's jump right in.
Now, I know the burning question on every stressed-out student's mind right now. Is it actually possible to revise all of physics fast? And the answer is a resounding yes. It's not about trying to relearn everything from scratch the night before. No way. It's about a rapid-fire revision of the concepts that actually get tested the most. We're going to blitz through the heavy hitters so you can recall exactly what you need right when the pressure is on.
To keep our brains from melting down, we're using a mega-thematic chunking strategy to reduce the cognitive load. Basically, we're breaking it down into 5 manageable pieces. 1. Mechanics and motion. 2. Heat and waves. 3. The electromagnetism core. 4. Optics and modern physics. And finally, number 5, your winning strategy.
All right, let's dive right into section 1, mechanics and motion. We're going from basic units all the way to gravity, so let's lock in this foundation.
Let's kick things off with units and dimensions. You all know ml and t, but here is the ultimate free marks trick for Neet, the golden rule. If the dimensions on both sides of an equation are not equal, the equation is 100% wrong. Literally, just use this to instantly eliminate multiple choice options. And when it comes to errors, percentage error is simply the absolute error divided by the measured value times 100. Honestly, these are completely free points. Don't leave them on the table.
Moving smoothly right into kinematics, you've got to have your 3 core motion equations locked in your brain, along with your projectile motion formulas for time of flight, maximum height, and range. And here's a massive exam trick for you. Maximum projectile range always happens at an angle of exactly 45 degrees. Master that one little fact, and you'll grab some really easy points.
Now, when you're applying Newton's laws, friction is usually your biggest hurdle. We know friction is the coefficient multiplied by the normal reaction. But the absolute golden rule you need to remember, static friction is generally greater than kinetic friction. Whether you're dealing with sliding blocks, inclined planes, or those tricky pulleys, keeping that simple relationship straight is going to save you so much time.
Jumping over to work, energy, and power. Beyond just knowing your standard kinetic and potential energy formulas, you have to remember the ultimate rule. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It literally only changes form. If there's no external force messing with your system, the total mechanical energy stays constant. Seriously, that one principle is the secret key to solving your hardest collision and pendulum questions.
To wrap up gravitation, yes, you need Newton's law, but I want you to focus specifically on velocities. Escape velocity is root 2 gr, while orbital velocity is just root gr. Do you see the absolute rule there? Escape velocity is always greater than orbital velocity. Lock that comparison in your head right now.
Okay, moving right along to section 2, heat and waves. Let's talk thermodynamics and oscillations.
Right alongside the ideal gas equation, you absolutely have to memorize the 4 thermodynamic processes. Neet loves, and I mean loves, to test exactly which quantity stays constant in each one. So let's review. Isothermal, constant temperature. Isochoric, constant volume. Isobaric means constant pressure. And adiabatic, absolutely zero heat exchange. Do not mix these up on test day.
Now, for oscillations and waves, make sure you know your spring and pendulum time periods. But listen, here is the single most essential rule to stop you from making a really common, easily avoidable mistake. Frequency remains constant when a wave enters another medium. Let me repeat that. Wavelength changes, velocity changes, but frequency does not. Do not let them trick you on this.
All right, deep breath. We are into section 3, the electromagnetism core. These are absolutely some of your highest weightage chapters. This block is super formula heavy, but that makes it highly scoring. You need Coulomb's law, Ohm's law, and your crucial electrical power variations, P equals V, I squared R, and V squared over R. Oh, and take a mental snapshot of this basic visual rule too. Electric field lines always move from positive to negative charges. Let's simplify resistors for a second. When you wire resistors in series, the total resistance goes up. In parallel, the overall resistance goes down. Grasping that foundational logic instantly is exactly what you need to navigate those tricky Kirchhoff's law circuits without getting completely bogged down in the math. For electromagnetic induction, apart from your force formulas, you have to know Faraday's law inside and out. In fact, memorize this exact phrase: a changing magnetic field produces an induced current. Direct, theory-based questions on this are incredibly common, so just know it cold.
Section 4. Optics and Modern Physics. This is where you score big with straightforward, formula-based questions.
Optics is a massive deal. To make sure you don't panic and mix things up, let's compare the mirror and lens formulas. The mirror formula is 1 over f equals 1 over v plus 1 over u. But the lens formula? It's 1 over f equals 1 over v minus 1 over u. You really have to watch those plus and minus signs. And keep your magnification formula, m equals v over u, in your back pocket too. Honestly though, my biggest tip here? Practice your ray diagrams. Direct questions on those pop up all the time.
Then there's modern physics, which is genuinely one of the easiest places to score points in all of Neet. Anchor your studying on photon energy, radioactive decay, and most importantly, Einstein's photoelectric equation. H nu equals work function plus kinetic energy. Know these formulas backwards and forwards, and you will rack up the points.
Okay, we've made it to the final stage, Section 5, the winning strategy to maximize your score.
Let me put on my coach's hat for just a second. In these final days before the exam, I want you to follow our rapid-fire checklist. Number 1, revise your formulas every single day. Number 2, solve previous year questions. They are absolute gold. Number 3, when you actually sit down for the test, attempt the easy questions first to build up your momentum. And above all else, stay calm and confident. Remember, Neet isn't about knowing every single thing under the sun. It's about remembering the right concepts at the exact right time.
So, we just ran through an ultimate crash revision in record time. And here is my final question for you. Now that you have this ultimate mental cheat sheet built, which of these high-yield chapters are you going to tackle first tonight? Trust your preparation, rely on these core concepts we just covered, and go crush that exam. You've got this.